had come to the Lutheri Empire not as a hero but as an emissary of Earth. Our alliance was fragile, and our presence in their war was not entirely welcome. Many saw us as primitives, warriors with crude tech, desperate to curry favor with a civilization thousands of years ahead. But Earth had one thing left to give: soldiers willing to bleed. I was chosen to lead the Terran Guard stationed with the Lutheri royal family. When I first met Kaelyra, I mistook her silence for arrogance. She carried herself with a grace that felt untouchable, her silver-gold hair braided with symbols of her lineage, her ceremonial armor light and radiant. "You are the shield-bearer of your people?" she had asked me. "Yes, Highness. My name is Captain Elias Vey." She studied me for a long moment, then said, "Do not let your shield fail when it matters. For a Lutheri princess, honor is guarded not by walls but by those who stand between her and death." Those words lived in my bones, until the day they came true. Part 2. The Trial of Fire. After the battle where my shield broke, I woke in a healing chamber carved of crystal. The room pulsed softly, alive with bioluminescent veins. I expected to see a medic, but instead Kaelyra was there. "You are awake," she said softly, sitting beside my pod. "I've been worse," I muttered, though my chest burned with every breath. She gave me a look that made it clear she knew the lie. "You gave everything you had." "Why?" "Because that's what soldiers do." She leaned closer. "No, Elias. That's what you did. No Terran has ever bled so for one of us. My people will not forget." Days turned into weeks. My recovery was slow, but during that time Kaelyra visited often. She spoke of her world, of the crystal forests that sang with the wind, of the seas that shimmered with their own constellations. She even laughed, a sound rare and bright, when I told her of Earth's oceans and our clumsy attempts at space travel. I began to see her not as a figure of untouchable royalty but as someone burdened by duty, as trapped by expectation as I was by orders. But the war didn't wait for sentiment. The Zedrak massed again, and whispers of betrayal spread through the Lutheri court. Many questioned why Kaelyra trusted a human soldier more than her own kind. Then one night the attack came, not on the battlefield but within the palace itself. Part 3. The Betrayal. I was awakened by alarms, the halls of crystal lit in crimson. I grabbed my sidearm, though my shield was gone, nothing more than shards kept as a reminder of sacrifice. Kaelyra's guards lay slain at her chamber door. I kicked it open, heart pounding, and saw her cornered by assassins clad in Zedrak armor. There was no time to think. I lunged, firing, taking 2 down before they could turn. The third struck me across the chest, knocking me to the floor. His blade rose, and Kaelyra screamed my name. But I caught the strike with my bare hands, burning as the energy seared my flesh. I twisted, broke his wrist, and drove the weapon back into him. When the silence settled, Kaelyra was trembling but unhurt. She rushed to me, pressing her forehead to mine in a gesture of her people's deepest bond. "You are my shield, Elias. More than metal, more than oath. Without you, I would be ash." Her mother, Queen Serelith, entered moments later with her retinue. Her eyes widened as she saw the scene. Her daughter alive, the assassin dead at my feet. "Captain Vey," she said slowly, "you have saved not only my daughter's life but the future of the Empire. Such loyalty demands more than gratitude." Part 4. The Reward. A week later, I stood in the Grand Hall of Stars. The Queen's voice echoed through the crystalline dome, carried to every corner of the Empire through their psychic link. "Before all Lutheri, we honor Captain Elias Vey of Terra. He has given his body, his shield, and his life's blood to protect our princess. For this he is no longer outsider. By my decree, he is citizen of the Lutheri Empire. The hall thundered with voices. To be named citizen was unheard of for an off-worlder. I bowed, unsure of what words to speak. Then the queen lifted her hand for silence. But more than that, he is to be bound to us by the strongest of ties. Elias Vey, will you accept the hand of Princess Kaelyra, and with it, a place in our royal line? The world stopped. I turned to Kaelyra. Her eyes met mine, no command, no expectation, only quiet hope. Yes, I said, my voice steady though my heart thundered. With all I am. Cheers erupted. Kaelyra took my hand, her touch warm, grounding. And in that moment I knew. The life I thought I had ended with my broken shield. The new one began here with her. Part 5. A Kingdom and a Hand. The wedding was unlike anything Earth had prepared me for. The Lutheri wove light itself into living veils that wrapped around us, binding our spirits before their people. The queen placed a crown of crystal upon my head, light refracting into 1,000 colors. You are not just her protector now, she declared, but her equal. And with her, you will share in the burdens and glories of this empire. After the ceremony, Kaelyra and I stood on a balcony overlooking the crystal forests. The stars reflected in her eyes. Do you regret it? She asked softly. Giving up your world, your people. I thought of Earth, of the comrades I had lost, of the life that might have been. Then I thought of the shield that had broken, and the woman whose life it had saved. No, I said. I gained more than I lost. I found a world worth fighting for, and someone worth living for. She smiled, leaning into me. Then our story is only beginning. Epilogue. Years later, when the war ended and the Zedrak were nothing more than a warning etched in history, songs were still sung of the Terran whose shield shattered to save a princess. Children in the Empire grew up believing courage was not inborn but chosen, that honor could be carried by anyone willing to bleed for another. And whenever I walked the crystal halls with Kaelyra by my side, I would catch my reflection in the glass. No longer just Elias Vey of Terra, but Elias, prince consort of the Lutheri, citizen of a world beyond imagination. The shield may have broken, but in its place I was given something unbreakable. Love, belonging, and a kingdom that called me its own.